Hi, my name's Quinn Keenan, and today I'm going to be talking about the Sustainable Development Goal number 11, which is Sustainable Cities and Communities. So as I said, my name's Quinn, and just a little background about myself. I'm in my last semester pursuing an engineering sciences MS degree with the focus on clean energy as part of the electrical engineering department at UB. And when I graduate, I hope to work in the solar energy sector or doing green building consulting. Recently, I just got my lead green associate certificate this past summer. I passed the exam. So, talking about SDG number 11, just a brief overview. Overall, it wants to make cities more inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. And there's many targets that it wants to achieve by 2030. They want to upgrade the slums, provide safe, affordable, accessible transport systems, and I'll talk about a specific case study of that second one in a little bit. Want to protect the natural heritage and cultures of the world, minimize the effects of natural disasters, improve air quality, waste management. Also, they want to improve green spaces throughout cities. They want to mitigate climate change, and they want to support developing countries the most in doing this. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the importance of each of these targets. First of all, improving transportation systems. The reason this is important is because only 53% of urban residents have convenient access to public transport at this time. As you can see, sub-Saharan Africa has the least percentage with only 18. And a specific example of a good way to have sustainable transportation is by developing good bicycle highways. And this was actually recently in Copenhagen, Denmark. They're known for having really good bicycle highways, and they actually just developed more recently in 2017. And this allowed a lot of citizens to commute to work by bike. And through the research of this specific study, they found that the amount of bikers actually did increase, and it was much easier. A lot of people were happy with the new highways because it was more quick and safe to get to work on time. So why it's important to improve sanitation systems. 60% of the world population will be living in cities by 2030, and these cities contribute about 70% of global emissions, carbon emissions. Many of them have inadequate sanitation systems, so improving their sanitation will help to make the world more clean overall, because that's where majority of the population will be living in the future. Upgrading the slums is important because 23.5% of global urban population lives in the slums currently, and this continues to increase as people continue to urbanize and construction of new homes isn't able to keep up with this urbanization. 3 billion people are most likely going to need housing by 2030, so a lot of investment is needed for housing in order to upgrade the slums. Waste management is also important to improve because 2 billion people don't have access to waste management collection services, and the amount of waste is expected to double by 2050. So this is another important area, and this is why SDG number 11 decided to focus on this. Air quality is also a big issue in cities, as 9 out of 10 urban residents breathe polluted air, and this can lead to health hazards and also contributes to climate change. As you can see by this, India and China have more than 50 fine particle matters, like way over the amount that is safe to breathe. So those areas need a lot of focus on for cleaner air. Also, providing safe and accessible green spaces. This is important because lack of these spaces usually leads to segregation, and having green spaces actually usually leads to improved urban productivity and livelihood. So that was just a good description of SDG number 11 about cities. And overall, there's just many factors that go into developing more sustainable cities, and a lot of work needs to be done in order to achieve this goal by 2030. But personally, I think that this is doable. These are my references for this presentation, and thank you for watching.